Everyone wants to show you how to fix over bleach knots, but no one is actually showing you how to get it right the first time. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my personal techniques and the 5 common mistakes people make as to why you're getting over bleach knots. So if you want to get perfectly bleached and plucked knots every single time, then keep on watching. So we are starting off with a closure. This is a 6x6 closure that I did receive from the Beauty Alley, New Jersey. I'm gonna leave all of her specs down below. Now, as you can see on this closure, we do have the hair facing in different directions, causing certain parts of the hair to actually lay flat on the lace. With the actual hair laying flat on the lace makes it more susceptible for the actual hair to get dyed instead of just the knots. So mistake number 1, you not heat training your roots to stand up. This was honestly something that I had to learn on my own. I've never seen anybody actually teach this on how to bleach your knots, but what I do is that I go in sections and I use my Andis hot comb, and I'm going to make sure that I'm combing in the opposite way that the closure naturally lays in. So say for example all the hair is slicked back, we want to go ahead and take sections and use our hot comb and hot comb it in the opposite direction of where it was naturally laying at, and this will help us raise up those roots so that the hair is not laying flat on the closure. Because one thing that I've noticed is that even if you were to receive your closure having the hairs laying in all one direction, sometimes in the back especially, you will have your hair laying flat on the lace, and sometimes you will notice that the back of your hair will be over bleached more than the front of your hair. So I am going in all different directions, y'all. I am applying volume into this hair to make sure that all of the hairs are standing up and not a single hair is laying flat on that lace. And when I tell y'all, me doing this has changed the game for me, this alone honestly changed the game for me, and I feel like it made it very foolproof for me to over bleach my knots. But this is honestly one that I have not seen taught at all. Y'all are very welcome in advance, okay? This is honestly from trial and error, and as y'all can see, we have a voluminous closure, okay? We do not want any type of hair laying down on that lace because we are only bleaching the lace and not the hair. So again, comb opposite and comb upwards with that hot comb, and you have all the hair standing up, okay? So now it is on to bleaching. These are the products that I am going to be using. My favorite brand is the Clairol and Wella Color Charm. I'm using 30 volume developer. Please do not use any developer that is higher or lower than 30, okay? Get yourself a mixing bowl and a mixing brush, and then we are going to go ahead and pour this packet inside. I am using the entire packet, and I'm going to dump that inside of the mixing bowl. Now, I don't have an exact measurement of how much developer to bleach powder I do use, but I just pour in small increments. So I am going to use that dye brush and I'm going to mix up my mixture. And mistake number 2 that I do notice is that people usually have their mixture either too clumpy or too runny. I do normally see too runny, which causes the over bleaching. So again, as I'm mixing right now, y'all can see that it's a bit too clumpy. The powder is not properly mixed in with that developer, which will cause the hair to actually underdevelop. So again, I know sometimes you want to play it safe, but pour a little bit more developer in there. You want the consistency of a toothpaste, okay? You want this paste to be extremely smooth, but thick enough to not fall off of your toothbrush, okay? So again, I am just gonna go ahead and mix that in, and I want the smoothest of all paste because this also allows you to glide that paste on easily. And as y'all can see now, it's looking very smooth. I promise you a couple of more minutes of mixing is not going to do you any harm, and it honestly is going to serve you more benefits. And the way that I test to see how thick this is I'm going to pick up a clump of that bleach and then I'm going to shake it, okay? And if it comes off, it's too runny, it should not be falling off at all, period. And that is how I know that it is good to go, okay? Now, mistake number 3 that I see is that people actually use a brush to apply the bleach onto the closure and not an actual knife, okay? So yeah, this is where we ditch the brush, okay? The brush is only good for the mixing, but not for the spreading. Pretend as if like we spreading some butter on some bread. We are spreading this paste onto the closure exactly like that. So you need yourself a plastic knife, and you're gonna go and make sure that you're spreading this evenly and you're not pressing hard. You want to make sure that you're gliding that product onto the lace. And I do start in the beginning of the hairline first because I want that place to develop first before anywhere else, because that's honestly what matters the most. And mistake number 4 is that after applying this bleach, people are not lifting up their hairs because, you know, granted, we did our double checks and stuff, but it doesn't hurt to triple check, okay? For me personally, I like holding up my closures while I'm lifting up the hairs and also applying that bleach, just to make sure that I am not pressing that bleach hard into that lace. As I can see, that bleach is only on the knots. And get yourself aluminum foil. Ignore the parchment paper. I didn't have any aluminum foil. And place it downward. Do not place it upwards. Otherwise, gravity is going to defy itself and the bleach is going to come in to the hair. So you make sure that you have it laying flat on the bleach side, and I let that sit for about 45 minutes to an hour. My purple shampoo warriors, this is the biggest mistake that you're going to be making, is using purple shampoo when you know that you use a bleach that only lifts up to 7 levels. As I can see, level 7 still has a bunch of orange in it. And according to the color wheel, blue cancels out orange. And most times I am using a bleach powder that only lifts up to 7 levels. So my knots are super orange. So to cancel out the brassiness, you actually need blue shampoo instead of purple shampoo. Purple shampoo is only for true blondes. So think level 9 and higher, honestly. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over that closure, the back of the closure, and let that sit for about a minute to maybe 3 minutes at most. You don't need it to marinate for that long, okay? But I do let that sit for a little bit before I rinse it out. And honestly, this is how you remove every single piece of brass. The purple shampoo is not going to do anything for you if you have orange knots. It doesn't make any sense at all. Follow the science, okay? It's not me, it's the science. But I went ahead and rinsed out that mixture, and as you can see, this is how the hair looked like. Now I did part my closure in the middle and I did pluck one side, and I am going to show y'all how I pluck my closures, okay? Now I went ahead and parted an inch horizontally behind my hairline, and I'm using a slanted tweezer. I don't like to use the pointed ones because they cause a lot of holes when you do use it, but the slant will allow you to drag and pull those hairs properly. And I am going slightly behind that hairline of where I parted at, and I'm going to just be plucking in sporadic areas that I feel like are very dense. What you want to avoid is going either too fast or plucking in the same area. When you're going too fast, sometimes you're not noticing exactly what areas are dense and what areas are starting to bald. So you want to make sure that you're taking your time, smoothing out your hand on the back of the hair, and also combing out the hair that you did pluck out, just to make sure that you're not over plucking in one area. And once I see that I have an area that is, you know, less dense, I am gonna go into another section closer to the hairline and do the same exact thing. And again, I'm just plucking in different areas and just making sure that I'm plucking in a way where I'm not balding it so fast. So once I pluck one area, I go to the next. And one thing that I don't do is pluck near my middle part. I only pluck probably like 1 to 2 plucks near the middle part, because that is where I'm going to be parting my hair. So wherever you're parting your hair, I personally just do the middle because I want both sides to be evenly plucked and just to see the difference in everything. And it just helps to work in sections. So that is like my way of sectioning it. And once I'm done plucking, maybe about 8 plucks, I go ahead and comb the hair back to remove any of the hair that I did pluck out. And again, just keep on repeating the same process. It's not that hard, honestly. Just pay attention, make sure that you're actually plucking the hair and using fresh tweezers as well too. You don't want tweezers that are super duper sharp, but you don't want tweezers that are dull, because then you're not going to be pulling out any hair. And bleaching the knots honestly help you pluck the hair properly, because by that time the knots are actually very tender and it's easier for it to come out. That is the reason as to why I personally do not overpluck, because after some time your closure is going to start losing hair. It's natural. Don't let that, you know, scare you or anything. So I don't overpluck for that exact reason. I feel like you're able to receive a natural hairline without it being super duper bald, you know? So as y'all can see, it looks like it's receding, but it's not giving baldiana or that's gonna bald in the next 11 minutes, okay? So again, I just go in sections where I feel like it's a little bit dense, and these are the final results, y'all. And this is minus me, you know, using my hot comb to press out the hair. But to really get like the true results, I am going to use my hot comb and press it out, okay? We want this hair, I want to see how this hair is going to look like in its final form. So I do use the hot comb, and you can honestly do this even while you're doing your plucking, just to see if you over plucked or under plucked. And yeah, y'all, these are the final results. I hope y'all found this video super duper informative. Let me know what was like your light bulb moment inside of this video. And this is only episode 1 of my Wigs 101 series. In the next episode, I will be showing you all how to hand stitch and hand make your wigs from scratch. So subscribe to stay tuned.